to you, my fellow Dark Ones. How are you guys doing today? How's life? We're starting today's episode and probably the new year with a humongous problem. But I have been busy in between the episodes and let me try to explain a bit. So I have been processing some ores, that's what I do, and we do have a few HV automations over here. First off, we are taking gas tiers, we're mixing them with water, and we get salt water. And ignore some of the tanks, I messed up the piping. We're electrolyzing that salt water so that we would be able to get something called chlorine. We are getting chlorine as a byproduct of electrolyzing some ores, but I thought a bit of a production is not a very bad idea. You can't just rely on byproducts. Secondly, we do have a very fancy automation over here which does look incredibly garbage, and I'm sorry to admit that, but we don't have any other choices at this very moment. We're taking hydrogen, we're mixing it with carbon, that gives us methane. The chlorine that we were making, we mix it together and we get chloroform. We mix it with some hydrofluoric acid and that gives us go to hell, or tetrafluoroethylene. Well, it's not the actual go to hell, that is polytetrafluoroethylene, but you get the gist. So that is what I have done in between the episodes. Now let us address the actual problem. Yes, black gold. No, well, it's kind of relevant. So what I want to do is that I want to start making multiblocks. The multiblocks do require the single block machines from the IVH. That's also fine. The problem is that they do require weird alloys which only come from a machine called the alloy blast smelter. Instead of giving you an ingot, it just gives you the molten version. That's it. So this is something that we have to make. The problem is that in order to make the alloy blast furnace, you need tantalum carbide, which it's hot, you put it in a blast furnace, etc. But when you want to make it, you need an IV mixer. And when you look at the IV mixer, you might notice, oh, it's not that bad, you can craft it. Yeah, sure. The problem is the laminated glass. I'm not even going to try and read that. It needs this plate, which, long story short, it comes from propene. Propene is a byproduct of oil and, well, I've been busy with oil. I did not want to make a huge refinery setup, so for the moment, this is our setup. We're going to add the oil. That goes inside a distillery. What the hell happened to you? Anyways, that goes inside the distillery. And I have been checking the recipes. It seems that with circuit number 3, we're going to get naphtha, sulfuric version. We have to mix it with hydrogen so that we would get the actual naphtha. And that naphtha has to go inside another chemical reactor. This is getting fun, I know. We put this on circuit number 3. We add a bit of steam and it's going to crack it for us into severely steam cracked naphtha. So, another distillery. I think this is circuit number 8. And if we provide it with some power, that's going to give us propane. Yes. Finally. Oh, and by the way, I took the steam. These are universal cells. I took the steam from the boilers. This is amazing. I'm trying to get more, don't you worry. The oil from industrial foregoing is also acceptable, but we had an oil pit over here. I'm just using that one. We will do industrial foregoing if necessary and after we get the actual distillation towers. We are not doing amazing, but we do have a decent supply of propane. Well, if we have enough steam, we will have a more decenter supply. Yeah, exactly. However, that is one of the things that we were missing. There is something else. In order to make this fluid, we're going to need polyvinyl acetate, which means only one thing. We need acetate, acetine, or acetic acid, or basically anything which has acetone in it. So I have been thinking, and there seems to be a way of getting it really fast. This is a compressor, right? We would be able to provide it with any kind of garbage, for example sugarcane, and it's going to give us plant balls. It's not amazing, I know. If we take that plant ball and macerate it like so, it's going to give us something called biochaff. Now we need another machine called the brewery. Biochaff goes in, and if we mix it with water, we get biomass. That was the best ratio for biomass that I could find. Now that we have the biomass, we need to ferment it into fermented biomass and then distill it in order to get acetone or whatever. So here is a fermenter. It doesn't require a circuit, so there you go, I guess. Yeah, fermented biomass. I need to wait for the propene to be finished so that I can use one of my distilleries in order to make the acetone. It could take a few minutes, don't you worry. I'm not gonna lie to you, the yield is garbage, but we have some acetic acid. This should be 1 bucket. Lovely. Now we need to have one more chemical reactor, which I think we have to make. So there you go. We need 1 bucket of ethylene, 1 bucket of oxygen, circuit number 3, that 1 bucket of acetic acid, like so, and finally, vinyl acetate. Hey, we don't need you, because now I actually need something else. I need some of this titanium tetrachloride. Come on, give me 1 bucket. Can I pick it up? That's enough. It's not 1 bucket, but it's good. Because here's the thing, we have the vinyl acetate, which I just realized we need 2 buckets. and we need to convert it into polyvinyl acetate. So with this recipe, it's gonna be garbage. But if we use some of that titanium, that's actually gonna give us 3 buckets. Or is it the same? 2 buckets gives you 3 buckets. Yeah, titanium is better. I just need to wait for 1 more bucket of acetic acid, and that's it. While waiting, I made the other fluid that we needed, and one more time, acetic acid, ethylene, and I forgot the final one, but oxygen. Yeah? How was this? Oxygen, ethylene, and acetic acid. Oh, circuit number 3. Yep. We have it. So now, if I'm not wrong, we just need the polyvinyl acetate, and let us not mess it up. We want to use the titanium. So circuit number 2. We put the titanium in first. Vinyl acetate goes in, and I just need some oxygen. No. Oh, with oxygen, it's circuit number 2. It is circuit number 2. For some very weird reason, the recipe with titanium doesn't really work. So, you know, we're stuck with this. It's fine, I don't really care. We just need a few plates. So vinyl acetate, the other guy, and we should be fine. You go in. Where's the other guy? You're there. I have a bit here. And ladies and gentlemen, this is exactly what we wanted. We just give it to a fluid solidifier and we should get the plate. Amazing. Anywho, we do have our setup, so I'm going to try and make a bit more, but for the moment, the only thing that we need is the glass. I have made an HV forming press, so everything goes in, and finally, we have laminated glass. I spent the entire morning on this. 1 glass. It seems that the sheet was not the only problem. There is another problem. You cannot coat platinum wires using normal rubber. You see, nothing is happening. You have to make something called silicon rubber, and for that we have a chemical reactor again. And well, by using a ton of chlorine, we're making silicon rubber. Thankfully, I'm actually making everything that we need over here, and there was an excess of methane gas. So now I can make platinum wires, right? Oh, finally. Platinum wires are required for the insane voltage age, that's it. And you can only make 18 cables. You're garbage. Also, again, at this point in the game, hydrochloric acid or diluted hydrochloric acid does not interest me, so we're just gonna void them, so that it doesn't really clog up the system. Besides, I do have a production of chlorine and methane. We're good. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention that I do have an extra chemical reactor over here, which is mixing the tetrafluoroethylene with oxygen, and we get PTFE, aka go to hell. That is great because now we have access to IV machine halls. 4 of them. For the moment. I'm making more tungsten steel, don't you worry. That has been working all day. In real life, not in Minecraft. If I have not done anything wrong, let's see if we can craft that stupid mixer. Yes, we do need something called graphene. That should give me the motor. Oh, it's double tungsten. It's fine. It's not the end of the world. Yeah, there you go. So, 1 stupid motor. Please give me the mixer. Oh my goodness. I already made the converter, so we're good. Everything takes such a long time that I forgot why the hell do we need this. Tantalum carbide. Yeah. This guy over here. And I'm cooking tungsten steel, so we don't have to change anything. Oh, and by the way, these are all tungsten steel. It's not lead. They are very expensive ingots. So, fun fact of the day, we have made the tantalum carbide dust, but I can't cook it. We don't have enough heat capacity, so we have to upgrade our coils to tungsten. Thankfully, I do have a decent supply of tungsten. Think if you wanted to make the alloy blast furnace, you're kind of screwed if you don't have mechanism, because you need osmium. We mine osmium and we can make the wires, but yeah, otherwise you need the platinum line. While we are going to try and attempt to upgrade the coil, here's what we're going to do. We're going to try and make the EV energy hatch. I just made some brown dye, and we should have a new lens. That should give me the brown lens. The thing is, we need the NPIC chip, which I have already made this silicon. We need to cut it. Where does it have to be? In the clean room. Okay. Well, I actually made quite a bit. 4. So you, my dearest friend, start cutting. Think I have to bring a laser engraver over here? Oh yeah, we already have the HV one. We should be fine. I think I'm not sure. It's just that I remember making the emitter. Oh, I made it for the circuit assembler. Okay. We need another one. Oh my goodness. This seems to be a temporary setup, so I'm just gonna place it, I don't know, somewhere around here in the clean room. We give you the brown lens and I guess start engraving. Not all of that. And since I'm a lazy person, auto output yourself. I'm not coming back. You know, everything is like super complicated. I had to make an advanced assembler so that I can make the tungsten steel coil. And in order to cut the NPIC wafer, we needed an advanced cutter, EV. And the fun part is, it needed a new metal called Ultimate Ingot. But whatever it was, we have it. We should be able to have the energy hatch, which I don't think I'm missing anything. I have even made the coils. And well, I'm also making the actual tungsten coils. I think we need more tungsten wire. Oops, we ran out. It's fine, after this making tungsten steel should be relatively easy. Ladies and gentlemen, today is an amazing day. We're going to have a double upgrade. Tungsten steel coils. And I'm misplacing it, like so. And I should really be careful, we don't want the wrong hatch. This is EV energy hatch, which goes over there. And this is an EV converter, yes. And this is EV cables, so we're good. I'm really hoping, oh, we're good, yeah. So now the blast furnace is working at IV. What are you cooking? Which takes two, oh, I think that was the vanadium steel I was cooking for the coil. But now in 15 seconds, it's also doing the tantalum carbide. Wow. That's good. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the ingot that I have been waiting for. Tantalum carbide. And this is the ultimate. I made too many. So if I get one more, can I make the alloy blast furnace? Please. Please. Oh, I need an advanced alloy smelter. Oh my goodness. It's fine. I think the worst is over. Actually, I was correct. The worst is over. Here is the advanced alloy smelter, EV. That should be a quest. No. And if I have not done anything wrong, here is the alloy blast smelter. That's not a quest. Jerk. Alright guys, it's been maybe 10 hours later and there has been a few developments. I'm not really joking about the 10 hours, it has been 10 hours later. So let me explain to you what happened. So our goal was to make the maceration tower, which is a multi-block macerator, and for that we needed the alloy blast smelter. In order to make the large maceration tower, we needed something called Xeron 100. So I was just checking how to make the different multi-blocks, and unfortunately, I also checked the multi-block for the large maceration tower. Everything seems pretty standard except one block. Can you find it? I'll give you a hint, it's this one. Elite Parallel Control Hatch. Allows the machine to run up to 4 recipes in parallel. So that's really good. The problem is its recipe. This is its recipe. It doesn't look that bad, but first off, these are LUV tier circuits, which needs epoxy, which is something that we never will have anytime soon. It also needs an IV emitter, which requires radon. So I thought to myself, I'm very screwed. And my stupid plans have been postponed by like 5 episodes. So I decided to get prepared. All of these machines that you see over here, which are hooked up to our refined storage system, are going to make us casings, you know, pumps, motors, everything. And for some reason, even silicon rubber. But then I had a very stupid thought. I made this stupid alloy blast melter. I used it in order to make this stupid multi-block. And then I realized this is optional. So hi, this is what took 10 hours. One machine. Of course, it just looks like one machine, but you might notice these are tungsten steel coil blocks. Because in order to make Xeron 100, it has to be tungsten steel, the coil. And even with that, it takes 402 seconds. And in order to make that stupid maceration tower, you need so many stupid alloys. I never knew these things existed. Titanium carbide, moly whatever the hell this is called, and tungsten carbide. So yeah. It has been fun. But was it worth it? Yes, 10 hours was totally worth it. Let me try to demonstrate it for you. This is half a stack of lithium ore. You put it in the machine, and voila. That is the speed. And we're done. Multi-blocks are worth it. Totally. The main reason that I made automations at our new base was that I thought maybe we have to get epoxied. So we needed pyrolyzed oven, distillation towers, etc. Thankfully we didn't. And thankfully I did the automations, so we can even order IV electric motors. Like so. Takes a few seconds. Yeah. Well, I want to be able to get one multi-block electrolyzer and a centrifuge. Then all of these machines that you see over here can be removed. The electrolyzer is actually pretty cheap because the only thing it needs is non-conducting casing, which comes from HSLA steel, which I have already made, and it's easy to cook. The centrifuge, on the other hand, requires something very specific. So you need to make an alloy, Ma956, and that requires yttrium. Here is a periodic table, and here is yttrium. So you can go through the entire JEI, there's no way you will understand how to get yttrium, but I remembered something from GTNH. You get yttrium from rare earth. And how do you get rare earth? Well, you should get it from monazite, but it doesn't generate at all. There is no monazite ore, but you can also get it from neodymium as a byproduct of maceration. So I have used most of my neodymium and I don't think we have that much left. We have 500. So let us process that and see what we get. Yeah, it's not much. Oh, actually we have 638 here. We also got it from the HV machines. Yeah, we're good. We just need to centrifuge it. Oh, and by the way, I made myself a prospector, high voltage. It's not as good as the one that we had in GTNH, but this also works fine. You know, it shows you that here you have an ore vein, and if you go to every chunk, you will understand how many ores are available. And it does have a radius of 4 chunks. So the question is, yeah, we get the yttrium. So I can make my neo alloy. That's good. You know, I used to think that the horrors are behind us, but no, everything is super expensive. I think it's going to take me ages to just finish this episode and make like 3 machines. But it's good, at least we're going to fix our entire ore processing setup. And besides, most of the items are already automated. This is the non-conducting casing, which we needed for the electrolyzer. And I needed a bit more. So if we want to make an elite electrolyzer, which is from the IVH, oh, we have everything. I thought I have to order wires and the casing. But it's fine. But just in case, let us make more casings. Any second, we should get the controller. Yep, I was waiting for the plate. And now comes the tough part, the electrolytic cell. Basically, each one requires a mainframe, and I have already ordered it. But I think it's going to take like 20 minutes just to craft it. Oh, only 2 is left. Cool. We have everything we need in order to make the electrolyzer, and I'm also working on the centrifuge. It's just that this stupid alloy takes a lot of time. It's better than the previous one, takes half the time. Anyways, everything is going to be run at extreme voltage because I do have HV energy hashes on auto crafting. We can order 4, that's good enough for me. So I will make the multi-blocks, set up the ore processing, and I'll bring you right back. In about 6 months. Okay, here is our ore processing. The last cutscene was around 5 PM, and when I turned off my computer last night, it was 3 AM. It was not just making the actual multi-blocks, although we have made 2 of them together, it was mainly the stupid filtering, having input hatches, multiple input hatches, import buses, and also a lot of entangled blocks. And yes, you might notice that we also have an aldemodium factory, because I was really tired of processing, I don't know, basaltic mineral sand, iron and oxygen, or chalcopyrite, which is copper and oxygen. Because after getting 96,000 buckets of oxygen, how much more oxygen do you think I need? I can't really explain in details how everything works, but basically all the ores are going to come into this dimensional chest. They get macerated twice, and this is why I have 2 input buses on the macerator. And then most of them are being washed, they get electrolyzed or centrifuged, and sometimes electrolyzed again. Some of the ores will be smelted, and of course some of the ores, which are incredibly important, are being imported back into our system. For example, sheldonite. I don't really think you need the entire platinum line in this mod pack, because you do get platinum. Osmium is something that you can mine. From our miners, we also get palladium. The only thing that we don't get is rhodium. So this is why I'm getting some sheldonite, so that we would be able to get some rhodium later on. But that's basically all I wanted. Ore processing. And if we do get actual ores, you might notice that it's incredibly fast. That's all I wanted. Ever. Okay, I have been spending some time trying to find a block palette for our industrial base, but unfortunately, this is the best I came up with after a few hours. Trust me, it's better than the ones that we had. Since this episode is going to be late anyways, we're gonna YOLO for the moment because we do need to have a few automations up and running. But if you have a decent block palette in mind, please let me know. I really wanted to use chipped, but it doesn't look very nice. You see, it doesn't face the direction that you place it. Anywho, our first automation is going to be mechanism. We just need a cable connection. Yes, they're operational. So that is the entire automation that we need for mechanism. We have enriching factories, we have infusing factories, and we're making steel, all the alloys and circuits. And we also have a compressing factory just in case we need some refined obsidian ingots or refined glowstone, and a sawing factory. Normally I would also add smelting factories, but we don't need that. We have an unobtainium furnace. However, now I was thinking maybe we should start automating the dissolution chambers. You know, from industrial foregoing. The problem is that we're going to need a lot of fluids and we're not keeping them in our main system. It always rains. I don't know why. So we do have some sort of a latex processing and plastic factory down here. And I think we are generating pink slime, yes. Let us have a dimensional tank for pink slime. And we're going to go to the space station. I'm not really sure it's going to be laggy or not, so we're going to have our fluid storage here. I want to use drawers and I don't know, maybe updates are going to cause lag. First things first, let us get... What the hell happened? I think there was an oxygen leak. I think there is an oxygen leak. It doesn't really matter, it doesn't kill me. So these are also the fluids from GregTech, and let's see what we can do. Found our network receiver in the space station. We're going to have a drawer controller, one external storage, and we change it to fluids. priority 10. Because the thing is, I do have a few storage disks and I don't really want to use them. So we're gonna take all the fluids that we have and then, you know, take them to the space station. I think that was it. Oh, nitrogen. Also, I kind of figured out what the hell is wrong. These slopes are not recognized by the oxygen distributors, so when you walk on them, this happens. But it's fine, we don't really have to walk on them all the time. So, chlorine, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, and helium. We actually put the helium over there, you know, it makes much more sense. And we just link them to the controller. So now everything that we have should go in. Yep, oxygen just went in. I also don't mind getting rid of the fluids that we have in the system and, you know, try and transferring them into the drawers. So here is an exporter. We want you to be fluids and this is chlorine. Are you exporting? Well, if you are, you're not doing an amazing job. Let's get a better exporter. I have them on auto crafting. Oh, first one I ever made. So exporter, fluids, chlorine. Yeah, it went in instantly. It's a bit of unnecessary work, but let me try to do that and I'll be right back. I just wanted to let you know that instead of doing that one by one, it's much easier just to make a disk manipulator and put the disk in. This is the smaller fluid disk that I have. You just put it in, you change this one to fluids, and it will insert back everything into the system. And now it's empty. So technically speaking, everything should go back into the drawers because they do have a higher priority. Getting quests. Yeah, this is way better. And also the transfer rate isn't that bad. There was a better version of the disk manipulator, but now the disks are empty and all the drawers are full. Well, they do have the fluid, but all of them have the netherite upgrade, so from here you can't really see anything. How much do they keep? 2.1 million buckets. Wow. Okay, I can't really find anything to complain about. Let's go automate some dissolution chambers. And it's nighttime again. So normally if you have the fluids inside your system, you would be able to get away by having just one dissolution chamber, but for speed purposes, we're gonna have 4. Also, I do have space, so I don't really care. The question is, what do we do with the dissolution chamber? Pink slime is nice. Obviously the machine frames. We don't really have access to ether gas, but why the hell not? We can at least have the pattern. I have set in all the patterns, and the reason that we did industrial foregoing is that we need some laser drills. You don't know how to make a piston, okay? Well, I'm assuming I don't really need to have a pattern for the drills. We need them for the lasers. Yes, this one. Because that's the one we need in very large quantities. The drills, I can just make one. Okay, make me 64. Oh, I already made the machine frames. I forgot. Yeah, a few episodes ago, I just made the stack. The ore laser is a bit painful. You do need an aldemotium pickaxe. Oh, and I guess vibranium gears. And 2 pieces of iron ore, which we already have. So there you go. As for the fluid laser, that was cheap. And I have been thinking maybe we're going to set it up over here, somewhere. The main reason that we are going to need laser drills is pretty simple. One of them is that I need oil, both for GregTech and pneumatic craft, correct? I think that is the least laggiest way of obtaining it, but we do have one more issue. So later on we are going to get into mechanism, we're going to get the mecha suit, we're going to need polonium, and we're going to need antimatter. What does polonium need? Fluorite. Do I have any fluorite? No, 240. And even this is the wrong one, it doesn't generate anymore, you have to get the one from GregTech. Our miners, the genie miners, are not providing us with fluorite and enough uranium, hence we're going to have drills. And I just want to understand something. So here is the base. If I put one laser here, you can find the target, that's nice. Can I have another one behind it? Okay. 3 blocks? Yep. So it does have a range of 3 blocks. Also, these ones should be hollow, because you can't put it like this, right? That's not gonna find anything. Oh, what? Okay. I didn't know it works diagonally. So now the question is, if fully upgraded, how much power is it gonna consume? That is all the upgrades. How much are you consuming? 1000 RF. Each? Because, you know, if you have a solid block for laser drills, how the hell are you going to power them? You can't run cables. But there is an advanced wireless block charger, and that gives you 200 RF per block and charges up blocks. So we need 5 of them. That can work. Oh my goodness, you get the ores from GregTech too. No. I didn't want that. Well, the GregTech ores should have an easy solution, but it's fine. I also realized you don't get all the GregTech ores. Maybe it was just lazurite and there was an ore dictionary conflict. Anyways, here is a wireless block charger and it can power this area. The problem is that we can't really put all of them in the center, so we might need to have more than 5. Because if I put one more over here, it's not gonna power this one. So let me see how much I can fit. A bit of a progress update. I have made 2 rows, everything seems to be connected, and this is the speed that we're getting the ores. So do we need it to go any faster? Cause this is fast. I don't know, maybe we try a bit more. One of the main reasons that I did that is that I'm out of gold. Well, I do have nuggets, that was it. The laser drills themselves do require gold, so it's becoming an issue. Also, if I put one here, are you gonna be connected too? No. I have extended it as much as I could. We're going to have one more row of lasers over here. And I'm going to be very honest with you, the processing is not going to be that complicated. Because most of the items that I'm getting are raw ores and, well, there are not that many options. For example, let us take the raw iron. So if you pulverize it, you're going to get 1 iron dust, which is garbage. And there's a 5% chance of getting 1 nickel dust, which is also garbage. If you want to just do ore dabbling, well, you're going to need 3 pieces of raw iron and that gives you 4 dust. But if you use a purification chamber with oxygen, yeah, you're going to get 2, but I don't think it's going to be worth it. Because the drill itself is incredibly fast and we have a decent supply of resources. And we already have a GregTech ore processing as well as our genies. Not the genies, the Morids. So we're just basically gonna enrich stuff and smelt stuff. That's it. And also a factory augment for you. Another problem that the laser drill has is that we get rubies and peridot and some garbages. They don't really have that many uses, it's just a waste. Rubies actually do give you chrome, but I don't need chrome. I have plenty of chrome. I guess we just avoid these things. I really wanted to try and show you how fast the drill is working, but unfortunately we're extracting things so fast that this ender chest is always empty. And besides, I'm smelting most of the items, so these guys are not processing that much. But I'm also transferring the ores that we were getting from GregTech to our macerators over here. Well, not macerators, it's just the one. And yeah, over here you might notice that we have a backlog. We got suddenly so much ores that, well, it stopped working. Ore processing is really going nicely, but the main problem is I'm really out of gold. So we have 92,000 copper, 41,000 iron, and 315 gold. That's it. I think somebody in the older mods team decided that people don't need that much gold. The situation is so bad that I think we have to go mining. We can obviously spawn pigmen, but I also want to try the meteors from blood magic and see if we can get any gold from that. But that's not something that I can do this episode. I think we have to leave it for next one. For the moment, I just want like a few thousand gold. Let us get some night vision. And yes, I am fully aware that I have neglected the graveyard, but don't you worry, from next episode, this place is gonna be hopefully amazing. Where are the guards? Oh, you killed them again. Guards are expensive. Did you kill the guards at the entrance too? No, they're good. So the best chance of gold is minus 15. I do understand that mesas are the best for getting gold, but that's a very tiny mesa and very laggy for some reason. So this is minus 15. We go 2 more blocks down. We shall activate the magnet and we shall use the Terra Shatterer. I upgraded this to mythic. Oh, we got gold. I was going to say that I have upgraded this to mythic, so now it's just super crazy. Unless you hit gravel, which is everywhere. Oh, and by the way, the reason that I'm getting fluorite from Mechanism is because my world is a bit old. Otherwise, you're not supposed to get that anymore. A while ago, somebody told me that I should make a chunk destroyer. Gaze into my eyes. Apparently today, I'm the chunk destroyer. Look. It's just crazy. Again, until you hit gravel. I just wanted to correct myself. That was not a mesa. This is a mesa. Because that entire biome gave me like 2.5 stacks of gold. And here we already found 345. Okay, we're good. It's not an amazing supply of gold, but I think we have Fortune 11 or Fortune 12, so let's fortune it. I'm not gonna vein mine it, because if we get bad luck on one ore, then it's going to apply to all of them. But seriously, there is something wrong with gold. There's no way you can have like less than 1,000. Okay, all of that mining and fortuning translated to, oh, that's decent. 4,500 and almost 2,000. Me shall start processing. Actually, there is a docking station. That should make my life a bit easier. I can automate it. This docking station is just stupid. You can only extract from the bottom and, well, you cannot do it using entangled blocks. So you have only one side to play with. I guess let us extract everything into one barrel, then I'm going to sort it. So something weird. I'm here. I have my dank null. The docking station is miles away. And it's still extracting. Is it wireless? Yeah, uranium is gone. What the hell? So something that I always forget is that when you want oil, you have to come to an ocean and you have to make sure that the depth is accurate. Because for some reason by default it's actually not. Actually, you would think it's fast, but when you put a big tank on top, it's not amazing. It's like 1 bucket every second? Well, one of my main concerns is going to be making some naphtha, and 50 millibuckets of oil gives you 20 millibuckets. That's not bad. Well, it's better than nothing. Another very small problem is that now that I have the fluid drill in the ocean, what the hell do I put over here? Maybe another one of these ore drills. I've been trying to make some add-ons and, well, we're out of diamonds. Yeah, we need 1000 something. Okay, I guess we leave it for next episode. I have just realized that my mob farm is generating a lot of experience and unfortunately I'm wasting it. So for the moment it's going into a jumbo tank, but can you go into an obelisk? Oh, really? I had no idea you do that. But that's it. Okay, you need a lot of experience. Hey, Marcus is alive. I think he ran away from the Grave Guardian. Out of extreme curiosity, can we move you? Yes. So I can have guardians here. And now he's dying. Oops. I had a book. Now I can't find it. They jump. Yes. Heal. That was me. Now it's a projectile. Get healed. Are you good? Yes. We run away. Things that I wanted to do before wrapping up today's episode is that we need to generate some blood for Evilcraft. He's following me. Anyways, long story short, in all the mods 8, we used the tower, we dropped mobs, we collected their blood. Which is of course lovely to watch, but this time I thought we'd try a different method. So there's this sapling called the undead sapling. You have to craft it. And thankfully in the recent version of all the mods, you can actually buy it from the market. You know, it just makes blood. A bit. Hello, Marcus. He's friendly. That was an accident. So yeah, the undead sapling. We buy as many as we can. Well, the problem is that they look garbage. I have tried moving the leaves. If you shear them, they don't really work. I tried to be cheaty and put some logs. That doesn't also work. So I thought maybe we can use some blood magic. Oops. This is a teleposer, and in the past this was the way that you would be able to move nodes from Thaumcraft. It's been a while and I don't really remember how it works, but can we transfer the leaves? You just need a teleposition focus. You select the target. Now it's bound. You put it in the other teleposer and you just give it a redstone signal. It's gone. Do you work? No. They just die. Okay, so there are different ways of gathering blood, and the easiest method that you would have is to make a blood extractor, correct? Lag spike. We got an achievement or something. Yeah, thank you. So on its own, it does have a capacity of 5 buckets, but if you put 2 of them in a crafting grid, now you will have 10. You can put more, and you will have more. The way that it works is that sometimes you see blood stains on the ground, you can pick them up, sneak right click, or even you can just kill mobs. We have 400 millibuckets. Now we have 2 buckets. That's actually much more efficient than whatever else I want to do. Another method is that you make a pedestal, you put some spikes on top, it doesn't hurt me, but if you drop a mob, it will convert into blood. Bit by bit. And yes, I was trying to keep him alive, that's not gonna happen. Although, what if you give them regen? That's a thought. That could work. But that's regen too. I do have a slight idea. So all we need is a stupid witch. That doesn't work. Well, long story short, I wanted a witch. The last one died, and we just need some blood. Yep. And you come with me just in case. Finding witches is hard. So this is an environmental controller. It has regeneration plus. So the environmental tech does not affect villagers. So first off, before you mention anything, you can't use a witch. The spike does too much damage. At first I wanted to go with potion diffusers from Ars Nouveau, but unfortunately they're not keeping up with the damage. It's like the one from Thaumcraft, all it does is that it splashes the potion out. Thankfully there is another potion diffuser from Thermal series, but it eats through the potions. So unfortunately I kind of have to go crazy and mass produce instant health. Over here at the Hostile Neural Networks room, we do have a network receiver. So that means we should be able to have a few entangled blocks with one sink. We are going to link the first alchemical viewer to the entangled block. That should hopefully get some water. No? Oh, it's not connected. Yeah, now it's good. Are you getting water? Good. I told you it's not worth the effort. So the first thing that we need to export in there is going to be some nether wart. Lovely. So if we give it some power, that should... Oh my goodness, you're slow. That should give us awkward potion. There was a kit. You need signalum. We can have some cheaty signalum. Some cheaty hardened glass. Never thought this recipe is going to be useful. Some cheaty endurium. And I guess it doesn't really hurt. Some lumium. So can we have a decent kit? It's not that bad. And it gives you 1 bucket. That's 4 potions. Also, if I'm not wrong, we should be able to augment it a bit. Oh yeah, this is acceptable. So now we get the awkward potion in the second alchemical imbuer, which means if we manage to export some glistering melons, this gives us instant health 2. I need more kits. Anyways, with some glowstone, we get instant health 2. In a semi-automatic fashion, we can pump it into the potion diffuser. Okay, it does work. You come with me, and we shall test. Please live. Problem is that he also has regen. Oh, it's from one of you. What if you don't get any regen? And no extra health? I think he's doing a good job. Maybe not. Oops. Yeah, you also need the regen. Okay, I'll be right back. You don't need regen. You just need a second diffuser. He's fine. Really fine. Why would you want to keep him alive? I have no idea. I just thought it's fun. Well, he lost 1 health. Uh-oh. I don't know, I guess we need 1 more diffuser? Yeah, now he's fine. Also, I have no idea if we're going to keep up with the production, because that's a lot of healing potions. But at least we know that he lives. We're not keeping up. We're out of glistering melons. I have set up our potion diffusers as well as the pedestal over here, and we do have a storage drawer. For blood. Here is our villager. Heal up, please. Okay, good. And this person shall be known as Fez. I'll be honest with you, my dearest Fez, there is a slight chance that you're not gonna survive this. But there is a slight chance, don't you worry. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.